What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And if you're clicking on this video, that means you want to see how I built this thing. That's right, guys, I just got done building this bumper. I'm pretty excited about it. Stay tuned, you'll see just how I did it. What's up, guys? Thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Today's episode, we're going to be not doing an install. We're not going to be doing a cool adventure trip for you guys. We're going to be doing some fabrication. That's right, I started up a bumper yesterday, and I didn't take you through the whole process because, well, I didn't exactly know what I was going to get into and what I was doing. So we're going to finish it up today, and hopefully you guys like it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys just what I have going on here. So far I've built just kind of like just basically platform for the spare tire carrier. The tire is just going to sit right on top of here just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be building I guess like a push bar right here that's going to come down with our number plate sitting right there. And then also what I'm going to be doing is tying it in to the frame. That was hard to say, jeez. But yeah, so a few tubes left to do, and then I'll show you guys the end product. Hopefully it comes out like I see it in my head. I don't know what we got going on. So like I said, this is not something that you can buy off the shelf. Not something that you have plans for. It's kind of something that I am doing at seat of my pants. I'm just kind of throwing tubes up there, seeing if it fits, seeing if it works, and see what we got. If you notice on the back of the RZR, it kind of V's out like this, and I want to keep that same theme. So when I put this guy right there, maybe you guys can kind of see how it looks. I think I'm gonna do like a 12-inch plate right there, and then from there I'm gonna have tubes that kind of go down and attach the frame right between my whatever those things are called. So you go right down there, hook right there, and I'm thinking I might even put a crossbar down below and run a tube straight down to here. I don't know yet. We're gonna see how it goes. What I'm using this is 1 3/4 120 wall tube. I know it's probably not the best. It's kind of a standard, I think. 1 3/4 1.5 120 wall DOM. I mean, I'm not a $high shop that I can afford chromoly or anything like that, which is way stronger, but I figured if we get nerfed pretty hard, or we hit a rock or whatever it may be, it bends, cracks, breaks, it's easy to replace. So, and I'll just cut it out and put something else in there. So, well, yeah, let's get this tube cut and see where we can go. I propped up this piece of 1 3/4 up on the bench, and so what we're going to do is we're going to cut this 16-inch piece. That's going to be the crossbar from one end to the other. Sorry about the noise, they're doing the yard work right now. So anyways, and I apologize, I mean, I don't exactly have the biggest or best space in the world to work with. I'm in a cramped garage with a bunch of crap in it, and I don't have a shop or anything cool, but maybe one day I will, and be able to make some cool videos for you guys. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to measure this tube off at 16 inches. Measure this tube off at 16 inches, which is what I want to cut that tube at. And since I don't have a cool shop with all the cool tools and benders and notchers and all that stuff, this is what we cut tubes with. It's not exactly the best or easiest way to do it, but it cuts it. Woo! Not too terrible. I mean, not, like I said, not the ideal way to cut through tubes, but it works. All right, so now that I got this 16-inch piece cut, what we're gonna do is we are going to take a piece of 1.5 inches. And the only reason why I'm using 1.5 inches and not 1 3/4 again is because it's what I have. So this one right here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna be cutting this one at 9 inches, only because I want to have an 8-inch gap where the number plate goes, and then from there we have to take a grinder and do it old school way with a grinder and notch these tubes out. I know it's totally not ideal and not what I want to do, because notching with a grinder sucks. It totally does, but I don't have a notcher, I don't have these fancy tools, so do with what you got. Since we are using a grinder to do this, you have to kind of just eyeball it. And you know, if I had a fancy, which I should have got, an angle finder, which I totally spaced on getting, but I don't have one. So for this, we're going to just use our trusty old eyeballs. And essentially, that's going to be what our angle is going to look like, just to match or mimic this V right here. So if I can use that V as an example, what I'll do is I will do this right here. And then this is going to be the baby angle. So I have a small angle on this side and a big angle right here, and that's basically going to follow. Sorry, this is probably, you're not going to be able to see that, but there's a big mark there, little mark there. It tells me which way it's going to actually go. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit here and grind it out until we can find that right angle that we'd like, and then that's about it. Normally, when I notch stuff, I like to take the grinder and kind of go and just slowly kind of go through and do it and go like that. But I think on this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Sawzall and I'm going to try it. If not, I have extra tube. But what we'll do is basically mimic a notch. And this is just a rough idea. So you can see I cut just a little bit off that front right there, or the back, or whatever you want to call it. And then on this side, we have just a hair to trim off, and that's it. So let's see if we can get this guy. And boom, we got ourselves a notch tube. What I'll do is I'll go in with the grinder. Once I figure out it actually works and it's a good angle for everything, I'll go in with the grinder, make sure it's all nice and rounded off and able to accept the tube. But let's take this over to the car and see if it works. All right. All right, so let's see. Boom. Not terrible at all for eyeballing it. I mean, you can see it right there. We have a lot to kind of go in, but as long as it matches up with the angle back there, which it does. Alright guys, so what I'll do is I'll show you just what I have going on, and that's kind of what it's going to look like on the car itself. I know it's not probably ideal, but as you can see, it's going to have like a cross, or angled just like that with the cross button, but this is obviously going to be out here and not so close in there. But I wanted you to show you the fitment of just grinding it and using a sawzall. I mean, like I said, it's not ideal. I'd much rather have a tube notcher or something like that, but it is what it is at this point, and you know, you just gotta go with it. All right, so we've got, I'll show you what I've got going on. I got them matched up with the other one. And as you can see, I angled it. So that way it comes down to basically the angle of the tire. So when the tire comes up, if we're hitting something, it won't hang up or anything like that. So let's get this thing tacked up, ready to go. I'll set you guys right here and see what we got. Woo! All right. Well, now that we got that, oh no! Tacks don't hold sometimes. Oh man, such a bummer. Always make sure you clean off the surfaces, because that's totally what happens. If you don't clean off the surface, your tack won't hold and your welds won't hold. So, lesson learned. I should have done this. I just got ahead of myself, and I don't know. It's just one of those things where I get excited to do it. So, anyway, so what you're supposed to do is literally take the tube and grind off all, or use a brush, whatever you can to get off this. There's a bunch of mill and oil and like all kinds of bad stuff on this tube that protects it. It protects it from I guess corrosion and rust and all that stuff when it's sitting in the warehouse, so that way before it gets shipped to you, it still looks good and doesn't break down the metal. So yeah, make sure you grind off and clean off all your surfaces, and it'll make your life a lot easier. And like, you'd be like me, where at that point where I tacked it in, I thought it was good, taking off these magnets, and boom, it was not good. So, and now I have to remeasure everything and kind of take one step back again and do it again. So, lesson learned, guys. Let's try this again. Now that I have these tubes, I grinded that edge down, I tacked it in again, and you have to be careful with these. These things are really powerful, and they will rip it off again, even though I grinded it down, all that stuff. So you have to be really careful. Like I said, it's just a tack, so it's not a full-on weld. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. It looks pretty good. Everything's straight, and I couldn't be more stoked. Now time to put this guy on there. But then we have to burn these in, and then we have to notch these guys, which I should have notched before, but I wanted to make sure the angle is right and all that stuff before I went ahead and actually did it all. So it's not hard to do. We can just literally notch it really quick and burn it in there. But that's kind of what that's going to look like. Stoked. All right, so we've got everything welded up for the most part. Everything's there. I notched these guys right here, and now it's time to basically put this guy right in there. And that's just how it's going to fit. As you can see, good old notching skills brought to you by a grinder. Well, that's basically kind of what we're looking at right there. And we're going to tack this into place, and then we will we're going to tack it in place and then start to do the down tubes. Other than that, I'm pretty excited about it. It looks looking pretty good. I think it's going to be a great bumper. I'm stoked on it. Definitely not something you can buy off the shelf, that's for sure. Alright, so now that I've got this thing in here, I got this down tube notch pretty good. I have everything kind of set up basically just where I want it. I mean, nothing's really crazy on it. I gotta say these magnets definitely do a great job of holding it in place and having it acts like a second pair of hands, and it's amazing to have them. I didn't think I was really gonna need them building whatever I was building, but I'm sure glad I bought them. That's for sure. So let's get this thing tacked up, then we can start burning it in. Wow, guys, I really appreciate you guys sticking through that. That was crazy, and I'm so sorry that trust me, it's not your connection. It's totally the GoPro's fault, and I don't know what happened. I mean, the thing just started freezing on me, and I just don't know what went on. But I appreciate you guys sticking through that, and if you had to fast forward through that, I don't blame you, because it was not good. But there was so much stuff that I wanted to show you guys, but fortunately I just couldn't. So here it is. We got it all finished. By we, I mean me. I mean, I finished it all up. I got this plate on here. It's a number plate or a face plate, whatever you want to call it. It's all tied in with the frame down below. Tied with the frame here. We have obviously full access of the bed. Well, not really full bed, but we have about half of the bed, which is kind of what I wanted to do. There's still some, I mean, fine details that I need to kind of sort out. You can see my marks and stuff there, but I got to sand it down, make it look all nice and pretty. And unfortunately, we're not able to use the stock taillights with this, so I'm going to put like a metal plate right here, and then I'm going to inset some LED taillights. I think like with some little 8-inch oval ones or something like that. I'll figure it out. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet, but I am absolutely stoked with this thing. I mean, just look at that. And if you guys want to see more, if you guys didn't see enough on this video, which I think you probably should have, always go to my Instagram, Stoked to Shred. You can find me Instagram and Facebook. There's obviously images of it there. And if you guys have any comments, please let me know in the comments below. I really appreciate you guys that have subscribed to the channel so far. There's so much more to come to this car. Like I said, we're building this thing to race, so if you're interested in a Pro XP race build, this is going to be a race machine. I don't know, we're going to be racing probably DP4, I think maybe, or we're racing Bora series, which is in Northern Nevada area, that's for sure. None of the short course stuff, just the desert stuff. And then also maybe Vegas to Reno, or Reno to Vegas this year in 2021. So we have that, and I mean, I can't thank the companies that have helped me out so far. STR Motorsports, who've given me these awesome doors. I have an updated review that I'm going to do on them because they're 10 times better now. Like I said, they were prototype doors, so these ones are new and improved. And they gave me, I have these awesome vents right here that are really good. I really do appreciate their support and their help, as well as Rugged Radios. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that little button right down there. It really helps me out a lot. It doesn't cost a thing, and just keeps you updated. Lets you know what's coming up next and what videos we got coming out. So yeah, until then, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Woo!